Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to Series 45 from RRLeagues, Carrera Cup. You know the score. Today round 5 of 6 from Knutstorp in Sweden. As you can see, there's about 12.5 minutes to go of practice. If you're watching this in the future, jump forward 12.5 minutes in the stream, you'll get to qualifying, but for now we'll just leave it on practice. Just make sure we've got no stream issues before we get to the main part of the evening's entertainment. So oh god dear, watch along, practice. I say come back in about 12 minutes before the start of qualifying. See you then. Well, hello everybody, welcome along once again. It seems like only last week we were here. Series 45, the Carrera Cup, this round 5 of 6 rounds from Knutstorp in Sweden. The current championship leader is Michael Kasperink, 3 wins in the last 6 races, 2 seconds, puts him well and truly at the top of the table, 569 points. In second, the man you're watching at the moment, Nemanja Manovic. A couple of race wins for him, puts him in second place on 494. Then it gets a little bit tight if you've got Tom Cahonen, Arella, Britton and Metcalf, all 4 of which, well, I say all 4 yet to win a race. Actually, Greg Metcalf by default did win the last round at Silverstone. You may remember that epic battle he had with I think it was Clive Britton and Jim Britton, and the others were all fell by the wayside at some point. Greg went on to finish second in that race behind Kasperink. Unfortunately, some of the manoeuvres from Michael Kasperink during that race were deemed to be unfair by the stewards. He was given 2 penalties, both 5 seconds each, pushed him back down the grid, or pushed him down the field rather, 10 seconds, and that put him in second place behind Greg Metcalf. So of Arella, Britton, Metcalf and Cahonen, Greg's the only one to register a win. So they'll be pushing for a win today. And I have been told, in uncertain terms by one of the guys further down the field, there are 2 championships going on in this field. The second is the Amateur Championship, currently led by Sabox Albertini. He's not here today due to prior commitments, so he's going to give it a lead, it looks like, to, in second place is Ben Reynolds. Albertini on 193 points, Ben Reynolds on 191. Nedo Villi is third in that championship on 160, and Peter Hindle on 144. Martin Kennens on 125. He missed the last race at Silverstone and looks like he's yet to enter the server today, so I don't know if Martin's just had enough of these, but he looks like he might be out of the championship if he doesn't take part today. But yeah, Ben Reynolds 2 points behind an absent Albertini, so looks like Ben might have a chance of taking the lead in that championship. So all to play for. You can see the cars going around the track at the moment. The one that isn't going around, as you might see, is Michael Kasperink. There he is sat in the pits. His penalties in the last race mounted up to 3 warnings with other rounds as well, and that means he has to sit out of qualifying today. It means he'll start from the back of the grid, so we'll watch out for Michael coming through and causing let's just say coming through and trying to get to the front, shall we? So that should be interesting to watch. Meanwhile, the other guys are out on track. Currently your fastest is Tom Cahonen, out in front with, surprisingly, not Ralph Arella behind him, but Nemanja Manovic in second, Arella third, Pavlicek in fourth, Carlos Guerra in fifth, Colin Barker up to 6th, Ben Reynolds 7th, Keeley, good to see Ethan back in the race today in 8th, and David yet to set really a representative lap there down in 9th, the others yet to set a time. Currently 19 in the server, so at least 18 will qualify, and obviously, as we said, Michael Kasperink is still sat in the pits, as is Andre Moll yet to get out, so fairly long qualifying session, another 15 minutes to go, so got plenty of time to set a lap. As we know, the cars do take a while to get the tyres up to some kind of temperature, and if you're watching this and try not to be sick, let's just take a lap with Tom Cahonen around this, what I call a very intricate track. It's got more twists and turns than a twisty turny thing, and it has more, and we'll discuss it when we get to the end of the lap, but we'll just go through the lap with you. So here we go, down through turns 1, 2 and 3, fairly standard left right as they come back on themselves. The course end sweeps up to the left, which you can see here. And this is where it starts getting interesting with the different cambers and like, it's a little bit like, and bear with me for age here, it's a bit like when you used to play Populous and you'd forget to like smooth the land down and you'd end up with these silly little humps everywhere and funny little cambers. Watch this, so down into a camber there, up, they'll tilt, look at this, round, round, again, camber tilts away there, up here. It reminds me of like a ribbon cable on the computer, you know, and you just can't get them straight and they're all over the place. It's just like that. You need a fairly sorted chassis to get around there. The guys, as you might know, can't set these cars up. They're all fixed setups apart from the brake distribution. So they're all driving exactly the same vehicle. So there's no excuses for many of them. But you've really got to have your wits about you around here. There's going to be no rest at all for them. There is the straight, but that's soon gone when they start getting into this kind of section. It's hard work. And I should imagine on their monitors this will be a lot of neck movement that they weren't expecting. You see the Grand Prix drivers next, you want to watch some of the guys after this, they will be on stalks. And you can see just how difficult this is. Tom Cohonen, currently a pole sitter, locking up there, going through and still putting in a really quick time. So really quick, let's just watch as he comes over the line. .1032, again, quickest lap so far. But it just shows you, even when Tom's not fully in control, he's still putting the faster laps. There's plenty of ways drivers can find time here, but there's many more ways they can lose it. But it has to be said, very interesting little track. And back to the little go-kart tracks that, if you've been watching through the series so far, you know this is where it happens. The action tends to happen on these tracks, so should be a good watch tonight. Anyway, Tom, you've had enough TV. I should just let him finish the sector. Just see if he can just let it out. Oh, there you go. Commentator's curse. Second place currently, Ralph Arella, just coming through to complete a lap. Let's see if this pushes Ralph any closer to Tom as he comes over a little bit. 1:03.6 is a tenth quicker, still 4/10 off of Cohonen's time though. So Ralph back to the pits. Rick Binnersdale got that time in third there, 1:03.786. He's currently sat in the pits as well. So we'll go and have a look at Radek Pavlicek. He's just coming around to finish a lap. Currently half a second off the pace. Let's just see where this puts him. 1:03.7 currently his best time. And that one was a 1:04.2, so half a second slower than his best, so a little bit of time to make up there for Radek. Let's just stay with him through sector 1 and see if he makes some sort of impression. You have to earn your TV time here. So 2/10 down in sector 1. Some fantastic liveries out here as always. The Diodora one, very nice though. Sector 2, his quickest so far. That's the little green highlighted section at the bottom there, you can see. And quickest overall is sector 3, but I've got a feeling that might be a cut track for Radek. Sorry, not for, yeah, for Radek. So he's back to the pits. Who's out? Look at this, who's been out? Simon Finningham. I remember in round 1 at Silverstone last week put in a great performance to finish, I think, was it 4th or 5th? 4th, I think. Anyway, a really good performance. He's currently, look at that, fastest of everyone in sector 1, quick in sector 2. Sector 3 is going to put him on a 1:03.8, so a little bit slower than his last lap, which was a 1:03.6. That just put him 0.02 ahead of Arella. And in third place on the grid, so nice laps there from Simon. We'll just see if he can earn his TV time through sector 1. So just a 10th, sorry, a 100th outside his own time for sector 1. Remember, he's quickest so far there. Come through to finish sector 2, and he's obviously messed that one up because he's back in the pits. Let's go on board with Rick Binnersley. Back out the pits now, put in some laps. 3/10 down in sector 1, so he's probably obviously warmed his tyres up. He's only just come out of the pits, so this will be his first flying lap. That's probably why he's a little bit off the pace time-wise. View from inside the car. You can see how they all seem to struggle around that section of the track. The camber catching them out. Just not allowing the cars to catch a grip. So Binnersley around to start another flying lap. David Dorr now up to 3rd, pushing Fillingham and Arena down to 4th and 5th respectively. Pretty quick from Binnersley through that first sector, just 2/10 off of Fillingham's best sector. In fact, just looking at the timing charts, like Pavlicek's putting at 18.2 for that first sector, which is currently very, very quick. So Binnersley had a bit of a nightmare in sector 2, second down. Let's go and have a look at Radek. He's time around on 18.5 for that first sector, so 3/10 or so down there on his own best time. Tenth down on Tom Cahone's pole, or provisional pole time. Poor sector for Radek in sector 2 though, although it's his best so far. Looks like he took that well enough though. Where's that going to put him across the line? Oh, look at that, 6,000ths off his best time. So we could just find that 3/10 in the first sector again that he's got. That could push him up the grid a little bit. Moving on to that, David Dorr. Here we go, just come around to start a lap. Currently finds himself down in 4th after Arena's just putting a lap to get him into 3rd. It's all pretty tight at the top though. Nope. Dorr's crashed that one out, so he's back in the pits. Who else have we got? Jim Britton. There we go, let's have a look at Jim. Look at that, quick through sector 1 on 18.4. Well, that's it, it's not the quickest time. I don't know where Race Room's getting its purple sectors from here, because I say we've got Radek doing 18.2s, and Greg Metcalf's got an 18.2 up there, and even Ralph Rudder's got an 18.2, so they're all a bit quicker than that 18.4, so not quite sure where Race Room's getting its time and sessions from. It looks pretty though, doesn't it? You've got to say, the purple sector. It's just random. Looks like that was either Greg Metcalf or Ethan Keeley in the barrier back there. But Jim's on his way. So 10th down in sector 1. He has been quicker. Remember, him was doing really, really well until he just got caught up behind Greg Metcalf at Silverstone. Just touched the rear bumper of Metcalf's car, lost balance, and ended up going off. I think it was Stowe, wasn't it? He went off at, yeah. Just lost the car, and unfortunately that put paid to his challenge. That's put Jim 103.8. That's put him up to 10th in the top 10, but still, mind you, it's all pretty close. Look at that, all 4, 5, 6 tenths down from 5th all the way down to 11th really. Then there's a bit of a gap down to Ben Reynolds, Mole, Wicklander, Nedo Villi, Marcel Lecken and Mikhail Kerpenstein. Keeley down in 18th, and Kaspering not yet to post a time, but unable to post a time. So it's the 19th of in the server. There's 4 minutes to go to get themselves set up and in. Come on, guys. Where are you all? Who's missing? Who's not in the race today? So we've seen those guys. No Clive Britton. It's a bit of a shame. Clive's always good for a bit of a challenge. So Clive's not in. Is Greg in there? Yeah, Greg's in. David. Jim. See Jack's out as well. Jack Camaletto not racing today. Who else? Nigel Wood. Nigel's not in either. Although he did feel a little bit aggrieved after the last race, so that might have something to do with it. Gerasimos Cassell also not driving by the looks of it, as we know about Albertini not in today. So quite a few of them missing. Good chance for some of the guys near the back of the field to gain some points. Guys like Villy, Reynolds, Hindle, all to bring their points total up and challenge for that amateur title. See Alex Zapp's also missing after the little spat with Nigel Wood last week, so that's a bit of a shame, those two not racing today. So should be really a grid of 30 plus, turns out to be a grid of 19. Still, always entertaining to watch. But no doubt who the start of today's race is going to be. As always, likely to be Michael Kasperink. First race normally starts from pole, finding himself this time starting from the back of the grid. And will challenge for that first position, having to get his way through 18 cars. So that'll be fun to watch. Not too much of Nicholas, so let's give him a bit of TV time. Just looking like he's coming over the brow of the hill there, just the weight transference caused them to lose the car. Or did it? Or was that the... He went from being in the gravel trap to suddenly doing a good lap, so I'm not sure. Again, race room having its little foibles. Anyway, could be the longest sector one of all time, so that's going to crash. Let's have a look at Ethan. Oh, Ethan's in the pits. Minute and 54 to go. Come on, man, get out there. Who else have we got? Colin Barker in a rather poorly looking Porsche. Both sides and the front end requiring some work. Just needs to reverse it into a barrier now for the full set. Just in front of him. No, it wasn't Carlos Guerra. I thought it was Carlos Guerra, but it's not. Is it Kerpenstein? No. Is it Tom Cahoon? It is. I thought Tom's car looked a little bit bent at the front. It is. Mr. Consistence found himself in a wall somewhere by the looks of it. That car looking a little bit damaged and crinkled. But currently sat in provisional pole. Second and a half, he wishes. A tenth and a half ahead of Ralph Arella. No surprise to see those two following each other around. Be nice to see Ralph in front of Tom for a change though. Simon filling to third. Good qualifying session from Simon there. Nemanja Manojlovic, second in the championship, won't be pleased with fourth on the grid, that's for sure. Pavlicek in fifth. As you can see them all coming into the pits at the end of qualifying. Who's still out there? Let's have a look. Metcalf just coming into the pits as well. So it looks like that's it for qualifying. Arella's still out there, but I have to go some to improve. Tom Cahoon is currently pole position. Ralph in second. Simon Fillingham and Nemanja Manojlovic on row 2. Pavlicek and Doyle will take up row 3 from Metcalf, Binnesley, Guerra and Britton, who round out the top 10. Barker, Reynolds, Mole, Nicholas Wicklander, Nedo Viddy, Mikael Kerpenstein, Marcel Lecken, Ethan Kearley and Mikael Kasperink will start from 19th and last on the grid. So, I'm going to go and get a drink or a cup of tea. Or if you haven't put the kettle on already, you're going to be stuck. But you've got about a minute to go before the race starts. So join us back here in a little while. Don't forget, of course, if you're sat here waiting for the race to start, nothing else to do, click the like button for us. Even though you don't know what you're watching yet, give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please do so. Plenty more entertaining commentaries such as this one. You've got DTM coming on Sunday, yeah, everything else to come. Another Porsche race next Wednesday. They are thick and fast. Anyway, here we go. Light's about to go out. Let's sit with the pole sitter. In fact, let's not. Let's go with Kaspering from the back of the grid and see if he can make his way through as many cars as he can on lap 1. This might be an Ayrton Senna moment. So up through turn 1, round turn 2. That's Lecken in the pink car there. Vili up front, Cahonen filling his way up to 2nd, Arella 3rd, Namovic is 4th. Kaspering already up 4 spaces, up to 15th. You can see the train of cars there. Push it up the inside of Vili here, is he? Looks like it. Vili might have just given him a little bit of respectful room there. Finds himself behind Andre Mol now in the Tag Heuer car. A little nudge there to Mol, another little nudge to Mol, a 3rd nudge to Mol. Kaspering looking for a gap. Is it going to appear there? Andre just slipping wide a little bit. Finds the outside there and goes around onto the start-finish straight. Kaspering up to 13th. But a bit of a gap to make up now to Colin Barker, as you can see there. So let's go and have a look what's happening at the front. That's Tom Cahonen with Simon Finnegan and Ralph Rella, the 2 Team 77 cars in 2nd and 3rd. Rodovic 4th, Dorr 5th. A bit of a gap then back to Metcalf, Binnersley, Britton, Reynolds, Pavlicek in that mix as well. But Cahonen leads. Simon got some pace tonight and said, oh, I said that. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Let's go on board for his teammate, Ralph Rella. Now carrying the flag for Team 77. Cahonen leads across the line from Arella, Manojlovic, Dorr, Pavlicek, Binnersley, Britton, Reynolds, Guerra, Kaspering now up to 10th. Sat behind Carlos Guerra. Guerra just blocking that inside line there. Is that moving in the braking zone? Not quite sure. Not going to bother Kaspering now. Just drive around the outside of him. Kaspering now up to 9th. Chasing down Ben Reynolds in the yellow. Let's say the yellow 911. Of course it's a 911. Chasing down Ben Reynolds in 8th position. Oh, Reynolds just gets a bit squirrely on the exit there. Kaspering going to try the outside trick again. Just seems to find so much grip in these cars. So that's Kaspering now up to 8th. We'll leave when he gets back to Jim Britton, because that'll be an altogether different challenge. So Cahonen still leads across the line. Short laps here, just over a minute. Cahonen leads, Arella, Manojlovic, Dorr. Fastest lap so far for Arella, 1:03.396. You can see that's Cahonen in the distance there. Arella behind him, just turning the corner there. Then you've got Manojlovic. This is Dorr. Back to Pavlicek, Binnersley, Britton and Kaspering. Kaspering right behind Britton now, so let's jump on board there. That's Britton, Rick Binnersley in the black, red and green car. That's Binnersy there, just just going off, commentator doing his thing. Jim just getting sideways there. It's like he's got a force field around him. Anything that comes near this plasma field just moves out of the way. Kaspering up to 6th. Next one to attack, Pavlicek in 5th, currently about a second up the road. But Cahonen leads. Arella's keeping him honest though, half a second behind. This is Arella. Just going through the backside of the course now. He's got a bit of a gap on Manojlovic, which is a bit of a surprise. The man, you're normally quick in these Porsches, finding it a bit of a struggle tonight. Dor and Pavlicek just behind him. Kaspering 2.5 seconds behind Pavlicek, so he's got some time to make up as well. Still 20 minutes to go though. Nice to see you all in the chat. Hello guys. So there we go, pretty much spread out. Arella behind Cahonen, as always. Sorry Ralph, but come on man, get past him. Manojlovic 3rd, Dor 4th, Pavlicek 5th, Kaspering still 6th, still 2.5 seconds down. Britton, Binnersley after that mistake, managed to recover it in 8th. Reynolds up to 9th, this will take him to the top of the AM Championship. And Carlos Guerra rounding out the top 10. It's Barker, Fillingham recovering in 12th, Mole, Wicklander, Metcalf all the way down in 15th there. Greg will not be happy with that one. Kierpenstein, Lecken, Nedovilli and Ethan struggling round in the back. In fact, there he is, just in front of Cahonen, or just behind Cahonen. There, as he lets them through. Oh! Hello, race room. What are you doing? I think there's some strange controls going on here. I'm just going to control alt delete just to make sure it's not my PC. No, it's not. It looks like it could be a bit of a dodgy connection. Let's just hope we keep going. I wonder if it's Tom's connection, because the other cars look like they're keeping fine. It's just Tom seems to be break dancing his way around the track. Looks like it's settled down. Let's hope we're okay. Sorry, we stayed with Ralph for a while. Let's go and have a look at, who should we have a look at? That's Kierpenstein as Metcalf and Andre Mole find themselves side by side. In fact, late to that party because Metcalf's just got past Mole by the looks of it. Yep, there is Mole. So Metcalf up now to 13th position after his earlier misdemeanours. Try to make some room back. Remember, top 12 here will be reverse grid, so whoever finishes 12th will be pole for the next. Oh, here we go. This doesn't look good, does it? And now race room has everyone with damage by the look. Oh no, just Mole by the looks of it with a bit of damage on the front. Where are we? Kaspering, second and a half, not catching this group at the front as quick as I thought he would do, which just bodes well for the future as he tries to struggle his way past them. I'm guessing that's race room damage as opposed to Kaspering damage. I know he likes to force his way through, but even that I think is slightly exaggerated. That's like a Scalextrics car going around there. What was it? No, TCR, weren't they? Slide round like that. So Kaspering race chasing down Pavlicek. It's currently, you know what, it's still the same story. It's Arella half a second behind Cahonen. I don't know if they have come to some sort of agreement in this series, but whatever it is, I don't think Tom's keeping to his end of the bargain, because it always seems to be Tom in front of Ralph. Ralph keeping him very honest, but the two do seem to drive exactly the same line with exactly the same speed. And let's go to the same driving school. So It's these two from Manojlovic still struggling around, half a second and a half behind these two with Dor. I say struggling, sat in third position, but for Mananya, he'd normally be looking to be out in front and away by now, but obviously not enjoying this little track quite as much as Tom Kohonen. So this is the view back from Tom Kohonen's car. Just gives you an idea there of the cambers involved. Look at that. It's no wonder that they're losing control of the cars as they come through there. Leads across the line. Kohonen, Arella, Manojlovic, Dor, Pavlicek. Kasprik now just half a second behind Pavlicek with his broken windscreen. He won't see that in the car, that's just a game bug. He'll be driving as normal. It looks a bit more dramatic for the rest of us, doesn't it? So where will Kasprik look to get through here? My guess is it's through this back end of the track. Be waiting for a mistake from Pavlicek. Because the track, as you may see, not very wide. Unless you happen to sneak up on the inside, you are going to be struggling to pass here. So you will be looking for a mistake or better drive out the corner. Pavlicek just keeping that inside line closed to him, but that's not going to matter to Kasprik. He's got the inside line coming to turn one. Takes that position cleanly, up to fifth. Almost at halfway now. Still Kohonen from Arella. Manojlovic, Dor. That's Kasprik's next victim. But David's a wily old driver, and that's not going to be an easy task for Kasprik. Arella right behind Kohonen now. Is he going to put this challenge in on Tom? Oh, look at that. He's looking to get a bit of speed out of that corner there, and the car just bucked on top of the crest of that, is it a hill? Mound. And that's just given away that half a second. He managed to get back on Kohonen to put him under pressure, so I was going to have to chase him down again to put a bit of pressure on. Further down the field we've got Ben Reynolds with Guerra, Fillingham, Barker, Binnersley all in close attendance. Let's go in Binnersley's car and just see what it's like from his point of view. 5-car train. Front of that train's Ben Reynolds. Guerra, the impossible pass, is in second in this little train, followed by who's that? Fillingham. And now Quick Simon was at the start of this race, so he'll be looking to get past Barker and Binnersley, who you're on board with. You know, when there's times when you think about, should I have ever done this championship? This is those times I'm thinking I made exactly the right decision. So it's all close at the top. Reynolds being challenged by Guerra on the inside. Guerra's going to take the place coming into turn one. Fillingham's up the inside as well. So Reynolds loses 2 places there. He might even lose 3. No, he closes the door there on Barker. So loses the 2 places to Guerra and Fillingham. Kasprik's past door as I say that, so we've missed that one. Apologies. Kasprik up to 4th now. Manojlovic again going to be another hard target to get round, but that's in his sights. Top 2 still Kohonen and Arella, second between them now. Manojlovic 3rd, you can see him there. That's Kasprik in 4th in the red car. followed by Dor and Pavlicek, and a big gap then back to Jim Britton on the race on his own in 7th. Next man then is Guerra, with Fillingham right behind him. You've just seen them two past Colin Barker. Well, Billingsley and Metcalf are past as well. And that's Fillingham. Guerra just running it out wide there to protect the turn, sorry, the line into turn 2. I know Simon's raced in VR tonight. This might be a little bit more palatable to watch. Is he trying to try and cut back here? He is, but Guerra covers that line. And a tight right-hander. And then up to the populous part of the track. Uphill and down Dale. And they go through there. I should have gone on the rear view camera through Guerra through here. Just, oh no, I haven't done it to Simon. I thought I had them for a minute. I thought I was going into the barriers. Simon saves it though, keeps it on the track. But up front, Kasprink now within a second of Manojlovic. That's the Mania there in 3rd. Manojlovic 4th. Up front is still Conan and Arella. Let's make you ill. Oh, was that a mistake from Kasprink? Looks like it was. Kasprink with a rare mistake there, and that's given Pavlicek, sorry, David Dor the chance. Oh, almost. Well, we've got it on camera. The guy is not a machine. He may be an alien, but he's certainly got living, moving, breathing parts. Fillingham still right behind Guerra. Carlos, as always, very difficult to get past. Where are you going to put it? Simon wants to get that cut back on him. Giving the outside line here to give him the inside to the next corner. Just hasn't got that grip that the Kasprink car seemed to have. Good drive out of there. Is he going to try something here? Oh, no. I think it's virtually impossible to pass through here unless the guy in front makes some kind of error. Fillingham got good drive there, though. So did Guerra. Simon's going to look for that inside line to turn 1. He's not going to get it, I don't think. Guerra's going to cover it off. He is. He's going to give him that tight line into 2, but he's going to keep him there. Simon looking for pace around the outside. Doesn't get it. He's going to ride here. Again, up to the left-hander, runs wide. Different line from Guerra. Pretty sure if Guerra wasn't in front of him, Simon's line might be quicker there, but it really doesn't matter if there's a car in front of you because you're not going to get through. Up front, Ralph's managed to get the gap down to just under half a second now. There's Cahonan, that's Arella. 6 minutes to go. Ralph didn't have a photographic memory, I guarantee you he's going to remember the back of that car for some time to come because it's all he's looked at for, what, 3 races now. 25 minutes of time, an hour and a half he's just spent looking at the back of Tom Cahonan's car. Good for the future, he knows where Tom's strengths and weaknesses are, that's for sure. Unfortunately for Ralph, Tom's got a few more strengths and weaknesses as Ralph struggles to find a way to get through. Manojlovic now 3 seconds behind this battle. You can see in the background there, Kasprink's caught up with Manojlovic after that earlier error. He's going to be chasing down Manojlovic coming down the straight into turn 1. Kerpenstein at the back of the grid just suffering there. Looks like he's going to go off and lose some time. Up front, Kohonen and Arella. There's a yellow flag there. What's happened up front? Not quite sure. Tom must have gone slightly wide. But it's still Kasprink and Manojlovic is the battle. On board with Kasprink. Remember, it finishes like this. These guys are going to start, where are we? 9th and 10th. On the grid on the way back up, so Kasprink's going to have all this work to do again. Manojlovic stout defending here, good driving from the Mania. As long as he gets a drive off that last corner, he should be okay. Just letting Kasprink know, I've got that inside line, you ain't going there. Tight line through 1 and 2, not giving Kasprink a chance. Kasprink might go around this left hand at the bottom and up to the top, and we've seen him go around the outside of some of the drivers early in the race. Manojlovic is a little bit more skilled than that, but we'll just see if that's where Kasprink tries it. As he comes round here, just watch him, see if he goes around the outside of Manojlovic up the top here. No. Like I say, Manojlovic just a little bit too wily. Imagine racing a single seat around here. Christ. So, with just 3 minutes to go, 3 more laps and this one, I would think Kohonen and Arella still close. Come up onto back markers though. Is that going to have any effect on this battle for the lead? Looks like Fillingham made a move on Guerra, didn't make it, he's in the wall, back down now to 13th, Guerra away. He has got Binnersley behind him now though, the challenge of Fillingham falling away, but Binnersley now taking over. These two just going through the final part of the lap. Here's Kasprink and Manojlovic though. Kasprink trying all he can out of that final corner to get a run. This will be close coming down to turn 1. Nemanja just closing that line off. Oh, that could be a bit of Kasprink going round the outside. Has he got the grip? Has he got the grip? Looks like he has. What a drive from Kasprink there, around the outside of Manojlovic through 1 and 2. Stout defend, well, more than stout defending for Manojlovic down the straight, but didn't really matter to Kasprink. Round the outside he went, and he's up to 3rd now. But I think 2 minutes just isn't going to be enough for him to chase down Kohonen and Arella. These two fighting for the lead, and we'll stay with them till the end now unless I see anything happening in the background. Ralph throwing that car around, trying everything he can to find some kind of pace advantage on Tom, but it's not working. Tom has been pretty much faultless so far. Kasprink in the background you can see. Manojlovic has dropped back a second and a half from Kasprink after that defensive duties. Should be just relaxing a little bit. He's got half a second back to door, so he's under pressure again. But it's still Kohonen from Arella. And I think it's going to be a case of Ralph being thwarted again. Surprisingly, this will be Tom's first win if he can take this to the line. 3 seconds so far on a third. Yet to win in this particular championship, but this could be the one. So don't expect him to be pulling any punches. He'll want this more than Ralph. And I'm sure Ralph will want it pretty much as well. Final lap, here they go. Cahonen, Arella. Kasprink's challenge is gone. It's just down to these two now. Can leave you on board here for a lap with Ralph. If you get bored, just think what Ralph's had to do for the last 3 races. Exactly this view. Half a lap to go through the bucking Bronco part of the circuit. One mistake from Cahonen could seal it, but he hasn't made one all race. It doesn't look like he's about to either. Comes to the final corners. Great win for Tom Cahonen. Arella's going to come home in second, but that's a fantastic performance from Cahonen. Arella second, Kasprink from back of the grid up to third. That's a great drive as well. Manojlovic in fourth, David Dorr come across the line in fifth. Those two. Pavlicek will come back in sixth. That's him just coming around the corner there. Decent performance from Radek there. Jim Britton up to seventh. That's a good fight. Binnesley eighth, Guerra ninth, Metcalf, Barker, Reynolds and Fillingham. In fact, Barker and Reynolds having a little bit of a scrap. Is Barker in the AM? No, Barker not in the AM Championship, so Ben Reynolds is going to come home 12th here, but that's the important thing for him. He's going to start from the front of the grid for race 2. So Barker 11th, Reynolds in the yellow car 12th. They're going to be followed home by Fillingham in 13th. Eventful race for Simon. Andre Moldan in 14th. Lecken is going to come home. He's going to come in 15th. Is he going to beat Mol to the line? Mol beats him just to the line. So Mol beats Lecken for 14th place. Kerpenstein is going to come home in 16th place, and just behind him, in fact, Kerpenstein's a lap down, so that should be the end of the race. Yep, Kerpenstein into the pits, and Villy behind him also a lap down. So there we go. Wicklander and Keeley did not finish. So, as we saw, your race winner Tom Cahonen from Arella, Kasprink in third. Those three take the podium. Manojlovic fourth, Dorr fifth, Pavlicek Britton, Binnesley, Guerra and Metcalf round out your top 10. So there we go. 12th, 11th, 10th and 9th. Cahonen, Arella, Kasprink and Manojlovic. That'll be interesting to watch. There's your final standings. You can see there, best lap of the race from Mikael Kasprink, but not enough from the back to take a win. That belongs to Tom Cahonen. So, 50 odd seconds to go to race 2. No setup changes to be made. Just a case of getting the fuel back in the car and then taking the position on the grid. How you all doing, boys and girls, of course. So there we go. Reynolds in pole. Colin Barker there in second. Pole on the inside as they go to turn 1. Just got a few more cars to line up on the grid. Here we go. Lights are on. Wait for them to go out and they'll be away. Lights on. Lights on. Lights off, away they go. It's like a good start from Reynolds. Barker away in second, but Reynolds leads them down to turn 1. Barker, Metcalf, Guerra, Binnesley. Let's have a look from Tom Cahonen's car. See where it's all happening. Nice Manolovich, sorry. The place has changed so quickly, couldn't keep up with my mouse cursor. So up front, mistake from Reynolds gets Metcalf through, so Metcalf up to the lead. We saw him quick at Silverstone, can he do the same here? Metcalf away, Reynolds in second, Barker and Binnersley having a battle for fourth. Binnersley up on the inside there of Jim Britton. Binnersley in the black car, Jim in the Fujitsu car. Behind them is Carlos Guerra, and you can see Kasprink already up to 7th. Manolovich following him through in 8th with Cahonen. Pavlicek up to 10th, Arella 11th, filling him up to 12th. But out in the lead, over the line, Greg Metcalf. Leader after lap 1. Ben Reynolds going to follow him over in 2nd. Barker, Binnersley, Britton. Kasprink past Guerra. Around the outside there, is that of Jim? No. This is Kasprink, that's Britton in front of him, with Binnersley in front of him. Is Kasprink going to try around the outside again? Let's have a look. Oh, a little bit of a nudge there from Jim on Rick. They both keep it together though. Kasprink just eases out of that, seeing the trouble ahead. Still Metcalf, you can see in the black car in front. That's Reynolds, Barker, Binnersley in the black car in front of Jim Britton, and this is Kasprink. Behind Kasprink is Carl Squera, Manolovich, Cahonen, Pavlicek and Arella. Arella will be feeling a little bit lost not looking at the back of Cahonen's car, so I want to make that time up pretty quickly. Yeah, cheers Chapman, all good. Oh, see what I mean about the brakes on his car? It just seems to work better than everybody else's. So Greg pulled about a second out now on Ben Reynolds. You can see them there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jim's in 5th. Kasprink 6th. Guerra chased him down in 7th. Kasprink looking around the outside. Looking for that inside line. Jim's a bit of a wily old cat though. But gets the inside for this one. As they go through the twisty turny bit. Jim's going to keep him there, I think, but no. Needs to close that door soon, or Kasprink's got him. Kasprink has. Jim's going to go through there. Good line from Jim. Taking it back to him. They come down. That's Greg just going out a shot there, followed by Ben, Colin, Rick Binnersley, and then these two, Jim Britton and Kasprink. Oh, Jim's just lost it coming out of turn 2 there. Kasprink's got the inside line and they're going to go side by side. Big crash at the back there, I'm not sure who that was. Was it Manolovich? I think it was, the Nemanja Manolovich. Getting sideways in some traffic there and outside. Kasprink's got the inside line there through this turn. He's going to give Jim the inside line through this one. Good battling here between these two, crew chief and Kasprink. Jim not taking any shit. So Metcalf, Barker's past Reynolds, that's Reynolds there in the yellow car. Jim Britton in 4th, Kasprink in 5th. Gap then back to Guerra, Binnersley, Cahonen, Pavlicek, Arella. Here we go again, round 2. Britton and Britton and Kasprink. I would go on board them, but they're so close. Oh, 3 wide into turn 1. Kasprink takes the wrong line, gets stuck behind Ben Reynolds, and that gives Britton a chance to move up to 3rd. Good driving from Jim there. Up to 3rd. Kasprink stuck behind Reynolds. Just have a look from Kasprink's car as he tries to get his way past there, and he got up the inside there. Ben just leaving enough room for him to get through there. And here we go again. Jim just nudging Colin Barker there. All this battling. Look at Greg. 2.5 seconds out in front now. He's going to need to make the most of this, because I think if Jim and Kasprink can get past Colin Barker, they will be hunting down Greg with a harpoon gun. Here we go, down to turn 1 again. Kasprink looking for the inside line, late braking. Is Jim going to leave it open for him? He does, but he's getting the line to turn 2. Jim just getting held up slightly by Barker there. That's allowing Kasprink to find a few different lines. Here we go, left-hander. Both run wide. Jim's going to look for the inside. They're 3 wide. Sorry, let's go to TV cam. That's my bad. And Kasprink, yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was too busy watching the bloody racing and not watching the TV. So Kasprink makes it up to 3rd. Sorry, to 2nd. Barker's 3rd. Britton down to 4th after some excellent racing there for a couple of laps. But now Greg is going to feel like his underpants are on fire, because Kasprink bearing down on him. 2.7 seconds. Let's see just how long Greg can keep that lead out for. Britton needs to get past Barker here, take the challenge back to Kasprink. He's rubbing wings. He's not going to be making any time at all. Now he's got Ben Reynolds again pushed him from behind, so a bad lap there from Jim, and that's cost him. Up at the back though, Manojlovic making his way back through the field. That's Fillingham and Arella back there with Cahonan as well. Oh! Manojlovic just giving Simon a tap there. Gives him the place back anyway, but that's just any momentum Simon had there he's lost. So Manola, Fillingham in front of him, Barker in front of him, then Arella in the other Team 77 car ahead of them, and guess who's in front of Ralph? Yep, you've guessed it, Tom Cahonan. Oh, big accident there. Who was that? Was that Binnersley? It was. Binnersley getting turned around there at the final corner. Let's have a look at the Barker Fillingham challenge into turn 1. Barker managed to defend that well, just ahead of them. Ralph Arella. It's the view from Ralph's car. Cahonan and Guerra in front of him. And then Britton's got Ben Reynolds. In fact, where's Kasprink? Where's Kasprink? He's in the pits. What happened there? I don't think that's a disconnect, because if it was, he wouldn't be showing. So I wonder if he's gone sideways into a wall somewhere. But the series leader out of the race 2, Greg Metcalf, has just been handed race 2, providing he makes no mistakes. 6.5 seconds out in front. Jim Britton, the battle for 3rd here with Ben Reynolds. Carlos Guerra, Cahonan and Arella. But Greg Metcalf about to make it 2 from 3. 16 minutes to go. Can he hold it off? This is the battle for 2nd. Greg's away in the distance, not even in sight. Jim Britton pushing Ben Reynolds as hard as he can. Ben keeping inside line for this right-hander. Jim's going to go try and round the outside, just like Kasprink was doing. Can he stay there? Can he stay there? He does. And that'll be Jim through to 2nd. And chasing down Greg, but he's got 7 seconds to make up. Can he do it? And those two at Silverstone had their little coming together. I'm going to try and do it again now. So Britton away in 2nd, but 7 seconds behind Metcalf. Reynolds over the line in 3rd in the yellow car. Guerra, Cahonan now just a couple of tenths behind him. Let's have a look at that challenge into turn 1. That's not Britton. Graphics are wrong. There we go. Cahonan. Britton's at the front of this train. Reynolds, Guerra, Cahonan. There's a train of Arella, Barker, Fillingham, Manolovich, Dorr and Pavlicek behind them. In fact, if you go on board with the middle of those, Simon Fillingham, you can just see the train all sat behind Ben Reynolds. Ben needs his points for the AM Championship, don't forget, so he'll be hanging on as long as he can for that third position. But in the meantime, the Sharks are gathering. Looks like Guerra's passed him. He is. Guerra's passed him. Arella will be the next one. This is Arella. Look at the cars bouncing over those turns. So Ralph ahead of Cahonen. Take a picture, guys. Cahonen though only 1/10 behind him as they come into turn one. There is Cahonen up the inside. Obviously in shock with Arella being in front of him. Two teammates behind as well. Barker and Fillingham as well going side by side. TSR cars battling with Team 77 here. This is for team points as well, don't forget. They're currently fighting over third position in the championship. The team ahead of them, Binnersley and Metcalf. Metcalf, the lead now 6 seconds, so Jim closed him down but slowly. But this is where the action is. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Count them, is enough. 1st, 2nd, 3rd through, and then it's madness from 4th backwards. Here we go. Across the line, Metcalf leads Britton, Guerra. Then it's Arella, Reynolds, Cahonen. God, it's like Milton Keynes rush hour, I'm not going to lie. Who's at the back of this group? Manolovich. Let's have a look from his car. So at the front of this pack, Arella's past Cahonen. Sorry, Arella and Cahonen are past Reynolds, I should say. Barker, Fillingham and Manolovich. Still to get past him. So finally, Ralph giving Tom a piece of his own medicine. Man, you're really struggling around this track. So as they go down to turn one. That's Arella and Cahonen. And the train behind them just starting to sort itself out now. Gap down to 5.5 seconds up front. Metcalf, Britton, Guerra in 3rd, Arella and Cahonen chasing down Guerra. That's Guerra just going out of shot there. Then these two. Then 5th down to 11th, 6th down to 11th, 12th. All battling. David Dorr and Pavlicek going side by side, fighting over 10th position. So look at it from Radek's point of view. Again at the back of the train. Oh, David Dorr just getting sideways out of there, but manages to keep it together. That's given Pavlicek a run. Dorr not closing off the inside. Pavlicek's going to dive down here. David should have just closed that off, should he? Or is he going to get the outside line? No, Pavlicek throw on Dorr. So good shot by Pavlicek there, up past Dorr. Manolovich is his next target. But this is Cahonen looking for a way past Arella. Ralph's got that like fart spray coming out of his exhaust on him. He's finally done it. But with 10 minutes to go, Metcalf's keeping that gap at the front at 5.5 seconds. Jim Britton looks like he can't get any closer than that to him. Guerra third, just ahead of here, ahead of RRLeagues and Cahonen. 3 seconds then back to Reynolds. Then you've got the Fillingham, Barker, Manojlovic, Pavlicek, Door battle, and there it is. Fillingham looking down the inside into turn 1. Barker just closing that line there. Barker, Fillingham, Manojlovic, Pavlicek and Door. And they're all chasing down Ben Reynolds. Pavlicek speculative on the inside of Manojlovic there, doesn't work. Door trying around the outside. Has he made it stick? Oh, bump. But he's through on Pavlicek. Those two are swapping places again, so Door now up to 10th. Guerra's come back to RRLeagues and Cahonen. Those three are together. Just in front of them, that's Jim Britton going through. Got it down to 5 seconds now, but that's not closing quick enough. I didn't know Carlos Guerra was a Swede. Well, there you go. Carlos Guerra at home. Or is that just a track? Let's jump to Jim. Does that come up with a Swedish flag? No, it doesn't. So Carlos is Swedish. Well, who knew? So Guerra, RRLeagues, Cahonen. You know, I'm tired of saying it, but you don't get tired of saying it. I can't even say it now. You're not going to get past Guerra anytime soon. Not if he's got something to say about it. And on this tight little twisty track, that's not going to be easy for either RRLeagues or Cahonen. Battle still rages between Reynolds, Barker, Fillingham, Manojlovic, Door and Pavlicek in that order. You can see him in the background there. Watching 3rd, 4th and 5th, Guerra, RRLeagues and Cahonen. Let's go on board with Tom. RRLeagues so close to Guerra there, he couldn't see Guerra. That's how close the gap is. He's going to try an exciting line here. Just got a bit too much pace. Guerra seems a little slow through that corner. And if it's worth trying around the outside there like the others have tried. Carlos holding them off well. Britton in front trying all he can to pull Metcalf back. He's got it under 5 seconds now, but it's not enough. Fingers crossed for Greg. He crosses the line in the lead. Britton 2nd, Guerra 3rd, RRLeagues 4th, on board with Cahonen 5th. And then back to the Barker, Fillingham, Reynolds battle. Fillingham again looking up the side of Colin Barker there. Nothing doing. See on the stream chat, Mikael Kasperink losing his throttle pedal. That's going to put pay to anybody's race, no matter who you are. So that's really unfortunate for Mikael. That's why he's currently sat in the pit out of the race. But I'll keep him interested for round 6. As Metcalf piles on some more points here, and Britton. Main title challenger. Is that Fillingham? It is. Not treating that Porsche much respect there, but that's Fillingham after that little error. Finds himself down there, so we'll take a bit of pressure off there and go back to Guerra, RRLeagues and Cahonen. Is this where RRLeagues going to have a look? Different line here. Can he get the pace up on the outside? Don't think he's close enough. He's not. And of course, if he does do that, that's going to give Cahonen the inside line to sneak up there. Carlos slow through there, but closing the lines off. Not allowing RRL any room at all. Looks like Jim's made a bit of a mistake because he's dropped a second back now from Metcalf. The lead's 5.5 seconds again. Metcalf leads over the line from Britton, Guerra, RRL. 5 minutes to go. 5 more laps. Can Greg hold on? Looks like Carlos Guerra has got what it takes to keep third here. We've seen Ralph struggle to get past Cahonen for 2.5 races. Is he going to have the same problem with Carlos Guerra? Difference is this time he's got Cahonen crawling all over the back of him. So he's not going to have it easy at all. If he tries anything on Guerra, Cahonen's going to be over there to pick the pieces up. So just needs to be so careful to keep fourth. That's how close they are. Jim Britton coming back into the grasps as these three start picking up some lap time. Britton the last time round a 104.8, the others a 104.0s. So these three have got some pace in the back end of this race, but have just left it a little bit too late. The two leaders on 104.7s, 104.8s. These guys almost a second quicker currently. In fact, most of the field now in the 104s. You can see Cahonen there trying around the outside of RRL. That's the line. Can he keep it there? Is RRL going to shut the door on him? He doesn't need to. He's already too far ahead. They're just trying to mix it up a little bit here, these three. These four really, as they close in on Jim Britton. Further back behind those, you've still got the Reynolds, Barker, Manojlovic, Dor, Pavlicek, Binnessy battle. Binnessy just crawling onto the back of that pack. But up front, Guerra, RRL, Cahonen chasing down Jim Britton. The challenge has gone to Metcalf. Slow lap from Metcalf last time, but he's just taken his foot off the gas just to take a bit of pressure off himself. He's got a 5-second lead here. Doesn't need to try anything silly. It's Cahonen again, looks around the outside of RRL. Bit further forward this time. Ralph again though, he's going to close the door on him here, is he? No, but I think he's ahead. This is Guerra. You can see RRL ahead. Cahonen trying desperately to get past. Second, third, fourth and fifth. Metcalf already over the line though. This lap and one more. RRL sat right behind Guerra there. Pulls out. Guerra keeping the inside line. RRL's going to look around the outside through 1 and 2. Nothing doing though. Good attempt from Ralph, but just not got the grip at this stage of the race to get around the outside there. Guerra's challenge to Britton has dropped away as he defends desperately now against RRL. RRL's going to take the outside line this time. That's going to open the door, as I said there, for Cahonen. That's what he had to be careful of. He's managed to keep it together. It's just a few from Cahonen. You can see how much Ralph is wandering around trying to find a gap. As they come through here, the last couple of turns through the roller coaster and down to turn 1 they go. Guerra again keeping that inside line well and truly covered. Cahonen not in any place to challenge here, but RRL's going to look around the outside. Nothing doing. He's going to sneak back up the inside. He's looking for it, but no. Carrera just gets on the pace quick enough. Further back, Barkador, Pavlicek and Binnersley are all fighting again. Reynolds has dropped down to 11th, unfortunately. That's not going to help his title challenge, as Cahonen just nudges the back of Arella. That's the end of Cahonen's challenge. Britton Guerra again, but leading the race out in front, about to cross the line in the lead as the timer clocks down. You saw him get past at the start. He was being challenged by Kasperink until he had his throttle issues, but since then it's been just like Cahonen was in race 1. Superlative from Metcalf. He's going to come through to take his second win of the series. Great win from Greg Metcalf. Good driving. Comes home for the win at Knutstorp in race 2. Behind him, Britton, Guerra and Arella are going to fight for the line. Britton comes home in second, Guerra third, Arella fourth, Cahonen just fifth after that little there earlier. And you can see as they come over the line here, Barker, Dorr, Pavlicek and Binnersley all very, very close, with Reynolds coming up in 11th, Kerpenstein 12th, Nedo Villi back there in 13th. Very poorly car of Simon Fillingham there in 14th. He will not be happy tonight. I should imagine in the VR headset he's going to get out and chuck as well. And Fillingham's going to come in. Say that. Fillingham is going to come home in 14th. He's going to go into the pits and had enough. Just having a little wander there over the line. So Fillingham in 14th. And last to finish will be back there, Andre Mol. He'll be glad when this series is over. 15th. And last position after Lecken has retired. And obviously we know about Kasperink's retirement. So there we go. It's interesting, wasn't it? Greg Metcalf for the win. Greg Metcalf fucks the world. Jim Britton second, Guerra third. That's your top 3. As Andre does his customary somersault. I think that's the time we should leave our game capture and go and jump into the Discord. See what's happening in there. Oh, not again. No, wrong screen. Don't click on that one, Martin. Click on that one. There we go. There's the stream. If you haven't seen it already, let's go on board with the Discord and see what the guys are saying. We missed a scroll. Let's have a look. Get down to the bottom. There we go. So there you go. You can see them talking about that connection problem we had earlier. Glad it wasn't me. I was worried for a bit. You can see there Kasperink with his throttle pedal kaput. But yeah, Greg Metcalf away for the win. Just while you're reading through the Discord, give you the rundown of what we've got coming up. So on Sunday, back to the DTM cars, the 2020 cars. I forget where that's from. I'll keep talking amongst yourselves while I have a look. I know you're all screaming at me going, it's from, but unfortunately my iPad isn't telling me that, so you have to be with me. DTM 2020 from Motegi, of course, Twin Ring Motegi on Sunday. Myself and Ethan Kearley will be your commentators for that one, so join us on Sunday from about 7:30, qualifying, and just one 55-minute race there. Next Wednesday, we're back in the Porsches for the final round. Last 2 races from Hockenheim. That will be a great track for these cars. That will be a lot of action going on there. So don't forget to join us for the finale next Wednesday at this time. A week Sunday, we've got the GT3 Masters. That's in Assetto Corsa Competizione. That's from the Misano racetrack, more known for your MotoGP races, but a great track for the GT3 cars to go round. And then we've got a little gap on the following Wednesday because obviously the Porsche Cups will be finished, and then we carry on with the DTM on the Sunday as well. So don't miss those races. If you're not racing, come along and join the streams. Always good for the crack. Thanks all you guys in the chat, keeping it busy tonight. Sorry I didn't really have a chance to look at it because it's only me going, but I did keep having a little quick glance down there. So appreciate you all being there and keeping me company. If you haven't liked it, well, look at that. We've got 4 likes and there's about 20 of you watching it. So if you haven't hit the like button, come on, do us a favour. Thanks, Ethan. Hi, man. Lovely to see you. I think you struggled there. When you're going to get in these cars that find something that you can actually drive. What else we missed here? So yeah, Fillingham. Oh, it looks like Lemania might have pushed sight, unfortunately. Let's have a look. Radek saying he had fun, even though you won't believe him. Greg, congratulations, man. Another win after his first race disaster. Looks like Colin and Ben had to come in together there at the end. Radek found a different way in qualifying to do something. So yeah, there we go. Cheers, Seb. Glad you appreciate the commentary, mate. Wasn't an easy one tonight to try and keep together because the camera angles weren't exactly great for keeping everyone together because the track was so twisty and turny. But anyway, how'd you know your mum's here? How did you know that? Bizarre. Did she call you? Anyway, there we go. Rather than bore you with all that sort of crap, just join us again on Sunday. There we go. For the DTMs, me and Ethan will be keeping you entertained if you're not driving. Thanks you all for watching tonight. And in these testing times, even I'm struggling now, and I've got the outlook of an ox. I can keep going forever, but even it's getting me down. So, guys, if you are stuck at home and this is all you've got to keep yourself going, I hope you've had a good time tonight, and come back on Sunday and we'll try and keep you entertained then. If you haven't hit the like button, do so already, and I'll stop waffling now and leave it all to your evening. Thanks again, and have a good one.